Evening, everyone. To start today's lesson, I want you to think about the nativity scene, since we're just past Christmas, and what's in the middle of that scene, the baby Jesus. But of course, Jesus did not stay a baby, obviously. He grew up just like all children grow up. But usually we don't think of Jesus as a child. We know the story of his birth when he was a baby, and we know many stories about him when he was an adult. But think about Jesus as a young child for a bit. And I'm going to tell you the one story where he, from the Bible, where he is a young child. He's about 12 years old. Now, Jesus from Nazareth, the baby of a poor Jewish family, was born in a stable in Bethlehem in the region of Galilee. His parents, Mary and Joseph, had traveled there as required by law for the Roman census. Jesus learned the trade of his father, a carpenter. The Bible states that as a boy, he was filled with wisdom. Now, he did not always follow the rules. There is this one story. So this is the story of in the Bible of Jesus as a child. And it tells of his going to Jerusalem with his family for a huge week-long Passover festival. When the family began their journey home, Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem. Mary and Joseph thought the 12-year-old was with friends, and he wasn't missed until the end of the day. Frantic, Mary and Joseph eventually found him back in Jerusalem. He had been in the great temple all day, discussing religious matters with the rabbis. Mary and Joseph were furious, as you can imagine, but Jesus said to his parents, "Why were you searching for me? Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house?" And Jesus, when he said his father, he was not referring to Joseph. The scripture suggests that the father he was referring to was God. Now, Jesus returned home and lived a quiet life until he was about 31 years old. At that time, he traveled to the region of Judea to seek John the Baptist, a revered holy man who preached that the Messiah, anticipated by the Jewish prophets, would soon arrive. Jesus asked John to baptize him in the River Jordan, and at first John protested. "I need to be baptized by you, and do you come to me?" Jesus said. "Let it be so now." So John agreed and baptized Jesus. So think about Jesus in his childhood, between this time of his birth and his baptism, like that one story in the Bible that tells the story of him at 12 years old. But think of him maybe at 2 years old. How big do you think he was? What sort of things might he have been able to do it to? What would he be learning? What about at maybe 5 years old and 8 years old? What sort of things do you think he would have been learning then? So there's all this childhood that we don't hear that much about, but Jesus continued to grow up. And I am going to tell you the story today to conclude our lesson, the story of the grown-up Jesus when he was baptized, and a very special sign from God. So I'm going to tell the story as if I want you to picture yourself that you are in the story, hearing the sounds and feeling the wind in the water. So close your eyes if you would like. You have been walking all morning. At noon, you got out of the blinding sun, then walked part of the afternoon. All day, the butterflies fluttered in your stomachs. You're doing the right thing, you're sure of it, but still you're nervous. What will your cousin John say? Your life will never be the same. At last, it's the river. You walk faster. People have gathered, sitting on the ground by the bank of the river. Look at them all. Some people are singing. Can you hear them? John's voice rings out. It's a strong voice. He walks among the people as he talks. A woman stands and walks with John to the river. Together, they wade out to a deeper part. For a few minutes, they stand still, while the darker water splashes around them. Everyone is silent. John dips her under the water for a moment. John and the woman stand up together. As they leave the river, people suddenly start singing. It's a song full of rhythm and clapping. People sway as they sing. Can you hear their song? You walk down the sandy slope to join the people, singing along with them. You thank God for what your cousin John is doing. You feel full of joy. John's face lights up as soon as he sees you. This is the one I was telling you about, he says to everyone. Now the wind has picked up. The grass along the riverbank is swaying. You can smell the hot, sandy desert smell. Dark clouds are piling up in the bright blue sky. You go down to the river together with John. It's now your turn to be baptized. The water swirls over your head as John lowers you into the river. So many feelings are swirling inside you, just as the river swirls around your ankles as you step out. You stop for a moment to pray. Your hands are lifted high in the air. What was that? Did everyone shout out at once? No, then it was thunder. It had to be thunder. I heard a voice, someone else says. I think I heard the God of glory thunder over the water. Look, a dove is swooping across the river. What does it mean? Everyone watches the dove. Your eyes go with the dove as it glides through the air. Your prayer has turned into a song. Your song echoes words you heard all around you as you prayed. You are my own dear son. You are my own. I am pleased with you. But where did these words come from? The song lingers in your mind as you walk back to the village with John's disciples. Now there is a new feeling within you. You know that God's Spirit is with you, like wings surrounding you wherever you go. So I will leave it there until next time. And until then, be kind to yourselves. And if you can, be kind to someone else as well. Cheers.